it's not looking good for Arsenal, is it?
It's not looking good, bruv.
No, it's not. It's not. Arsenal, they... Oh, my God. Oh, God.
Where you at, boy? You're that excited about Arsenal's downfall?
Shut up.
Right.
God.
Start again.
Yeah.
Good though.
Yeah, okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Lad and Dad Show, and today there is no better place to start than Arsenal bottling the league yet again. They've had a mare this weekend, haven't they? They lost 2-1 to Bournemouth.
Strong words, boy. Strong words.
Yeah, it is, but it's true because they lost 2-1 to Bournemouth yesterday, and City, they beat Chelsea 3-0 today. They are now only 6 points behind with a game in hand.
I think at this stage of the season, this is what separates the men from the boys.
Yeah.
And Arsenal have hit a real dodgy patch of form, knocked out of 2 cup tournaments.
Yeah.
And now we thought that they would go in, they went to Lisbon.
No, so they played Sporting Lisbon at the Emirates. Got a good result there. Didn't play the greatest, but still got a result. Yeah. So you'd have thought that maybe that would have lifted the spirits, wouldn't it, going into this Bournemouth game. But watching them, it looked like they're playing on fear and nerves and scared to make a mistake. So it just tenses them up. And when you're playing like that...
You know all about that, don't you?
Yeah, I do, unfortunately. But yeah, it just like...
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. It just makes you more like vulnerable to mistakes and for teams to get at you. And Alex Scott's goal just sort of sums that up because no one's tracking him. They give the ball away and then he's just got a free shot. It's just... I don't know what's happened. Do you think they've fallen apart mentally?
They're definitely not playing with that freedom and confidence. I don't know. I think it's been over a sustained period, hasn't it? Because they've not particularly been ripping up teams and looking exciting and normally when we have champions elect, they're usually like on a roll, banging in goals, destroying teams. They've kind of like been creaking towards it. A lot of goal set pieces and relying on things like that. But they were getting the results, and that's why when we were talking, I would always be saying, yeah, but you need, teams that grind out those 1-0ers, they tend to be the ones that end up winning the league. Really, you need to have that capability, but it's the wheels look like they're coming off. And all of a sudden that pressure of expectancy, they got 9-point gap, and I think the pressure of it. When all of a sudden it's like you should be winning it now. It's your title. It seems that, like you say, that they've tightened right up, and they've not been as a lot of the big name players haven't really been performing. Yeah, they haven't really stepped up to the challenge of it, have they? Really? No, and City, although City have been slagged off all season, majority of the season, we'll be saying how poor they are. This is like a really poor season. Questioning Pep. And his tactics, questioning Pep, is it time for him to leave and things like that? And go on. Sorry, talking about slagging people off. Have you seen Mikel Arteta's training methods? That's a joke. Yeah, mate. What is it? Holding pens. Yeah, what's that about? Come on, you play football. Yeah, what's that about? Where's the benefit? I generally cannot see a benefit in that, but his reasoning for it was to get the team working together more. Which is just bizarre. By holding pens? Yeah, I don't... Why, they're writing love letters? I know, it's so weird. And then I've seen the even worse on playing a TikTok edit on a big screen. Yeah, I mean, listen, I rate Arteta. I think he's done a really good job, but he does things that are a little bit too outside the box. Yeah. That's great when you're winning. Yeah. But if you look at these things that he's doing, this... the pen the pen game or whatever it is, and then like you said, the TikTok stuff. Yeah. When you're doing that, when you bring those into training, and then you're getting beat. Yeah. It's not a good look. No, it's not. It's not a good look. And now, like the pressure's well and truly on Arsenal. They've really got to, gather the thoughts together as a team. Yeah. Pull together, and they've got to have it's a dogfight now. Yeah. What is it? 6 games left? Is it? 6 games left. The difference is City played Chelsea in a crunch game there.
Yeah.
Right? It was 0-0 at half time.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Didn't look, I mean, I think Chelsea had a goal disallowed earlier on in the first half. It's 0-0 at half time. You know that when you go into that changing room, that's when your manager's earning his money.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what Pep's coming with to fire him up and you know, Arsenal slipped up. Do you want to win this league? We can cash them. Let's go out there and give it your all. They've gone out and smashed them 3-0.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference in these two teams right now, is that City are getting the results.
Yeah.
Right at the back end of the season. And I'm going to tell you now, honestly, if City win the league, after the season that they've had and the ridicule that everybody's us, right? Everybody, but especially Man United fans and you know Arsenal fans, everybody's been giving City a good showing. If they turn it round and they end up winning the league, wow, that is some achievement. Also, that tells you that Arteta's well and truly blown it with his lads.
That was going to be my next point. So next week, Man City play Arsenal at home. That's an unbelievable game. We are definitely going to be watching that one.
Yeah, cannot wait for that one.
So, if City beat them and they win all their games, and Arsenal slip up even a little bit more, City win the league. No, does Arteta leave? Does he get the sack?
Well, firstly, I think if City beat Arsenal, I think then it's as we stand now. I'm sure you need to check this, but as we stand now, it's in City's hands. If they win every game, it doesn't matter what Arsenal do. So Arsenal don't have to lose to City and lose again.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Yeah, if Arsenal lose to City, then all City have to do is keep winning their games. If they win every game this season now, it's in City's hands. From a team that were 9 points behind and a team that was like that is for Arteta to go and Arsenal to go from that position to blowing it. You've got to think, you know, this is. He might be the man that can take them really close to it, but then they need another man to cross the line, because you're not going to have a better chance than this season. Liverpool champions from last season being outstanding, this season being so poor, you know, being so consistently poor. City have been poor. Chelsea have got a bunch of kids that are just finding their feet, right?
Yeah.
You've got all these teams that aren't on it. This is your chance to go out there and win the league. When you've had 9 points clear and at this stage of the season and you let that slip, that's unforgivable. So, you know, I think there's a lot of people there, a lot of Arsenal fans there, let us know, but I think there's a lot of Arsenal fans that are going to be saying, Arteta, you're not the man. Especially when you're coming out with stupid little gimmicks.
Yeah, and it's not working.
And but they are gimmicks. What are they? Is that like, look at me, look at why I do things differently. You know, people say that he's learned everything off of Pep. He's trying to say, look, no, Pep didn't teach me this. I'm doing this myself.
Maybe that's a good point.
If you've learned off a master, be happy to say I learned off the master, and he's won all these. I'm copying. I'm doing it my own way, but I'm copying. Fair enough. If that's what's going to bring you success, that's what you want to do. But don't go out of the box that far that you can't keep the four sides of the box intact.
That's a good phrase. I know that one before. Moving from one side of North London to the other, my favourite topic. Spurs are actually in the relegation zone now.
Look at you, I know, so happy.
I know. I think it's just incredible to see, in a bad way, a team who you associate with £1 billion stadium in the relegation zone.
It's crazy.
And they're now, it's not even where they're in relegation zone on goal difference. They're 2 points from safety. They lost again today to Sunderland in De Zerbi's first game in charge. No manager bounce there, is there?
No, I mean, De Zerbi going there, he must, you know...
I personally think he's brave.
Well, he is a brave, but listen, you're very, very brave when somebody's stuffing wads of cash in your back pocket. Mate,
True.
Trust me, when you get older, you'll realise that. No, it was a bold decision to go there. He's obviously gone, you know, for the money and for the fact that it's a big club.
Yeah.
And he's got nothing to lose, because if he can turn it round, he's an hero.
Yeah.
If they go down, it's like, well, they were crap anyway.
Yeah. And
they're going down anyway. The fact that we're seeing now Tottenham Hotspur in those bottom three spots, that's like madness. That's mad. And it's, you look at Tottenham's running.
It's tough. I'd say it's the toughest out of.
Because West Ham are on form.
Yeah, but so this is what I was just going to say now. It's like if you look at the other teams who are down there, you've got to include Leeds now because they're
what's happened with Leeds?
I know. It was like they were
clear and they were going to be all right.
Now they've got sucked into it. They're on level points with Forest, but they've got a game in hand. However, we should beat them on Monday, hopefully. So Forest, they're grinding out results, even though they're not like as they were a couple of years ago. Then you've got West Ham, they're the team on form at the minute. But then you've got Spurs, they're just no chance.
There's no sign of form there, is there? That's the thing. Even Wolves had a little run where they were getting points, and you know, like you said, Leeds have had that phase. West Ham are on it now. All these other teams have showed glimpses of fight. Yeah. I think that's what's bad about Spurs. Yeah. Spurs aren't fighting.
There's no players who are showing the fight or even any energy, and it's like Conor Gallagher used other clubs at Atletico Madrid, at Chelsea. He was like one of them where he'll work all game. But it's like, it just seems like this sort of Tottenham energy has sucked all of that out of him. And now he's not really showing that anymore.
Yeah, and what about players when they've had little knocks and that?
Oh, like Romero today. Yeah. It's like the challenge doesn't look like it should go off like that. Is he looking for a way out of it? So it's like, you can't blame him.
There's players that'll fight and run through walls and they'll fight to the death. And then there's players that'll be like, I don't fancy this. Yeah. You know, and I think that Tottenham have got a lot of players that just don't fancy it, and it's showing in the results, and they're gonna find themselves like, all right, some of them will end up leaving the club if they get relegated, but they'll forever. I've said it before. They're forever gonna be that group of players that took Tottenham Hotspur down into the Championship, unless they pull the fingers out and show some fight. It's going to be interesting. It's a hell of a run. Yeah. It's a running for the top end of the table. Yeah. And the bottom end. So you know it's exciting. It's what football fans want to see, really.
Don't sit on the fence. Yes or no? Do they go down?
Oh.
Come on! I've got to push it.
Do you know what?
I think they do.
I actually think they do now. Do you know? I've constantly thought, no, they're not going to go down. No. Looking at other people's runnings, I'm thinking, no, they're. But I'm seeing other teams are fighting. Yeah. And I think that's what it's down to now. It's down to a fight. Yeah. And I don't think Tottenham have got the fight. So yeah, I think Spurs are going to go down.
I'm with you on that. I wonder what you guys think. Let us know about that. And Newcastle, again, they've lost today. They're having a terrible season.
Yeah.
And it's like, we like Newcastle, don't we?
Yeah. Big fans of Newcastle. Yeah. Big fans of Eddie Howe. Yeah. It's just all gone wrong.
I mean they're 14th this season.
I can't believe they're 14th.
I know.
They've seriously dropped off, and there's been no sign of stabilising. Yeah. Really disappointing. I'm gutted for Eddie Howe to see how it's turned.
Do you think there needs to be change? See, from my point of view, right, it's like, I think that Eddie Howe has done an excellent job at Newcastle. He's transitioned them from a lower half team into getting into the Champions League. He's won the first trophy in like 50 odd years.
Exactly.
I personally think he's taken them as far as he can go. He hasn't got a plan B. His signings this year haven't been great. Yeah, they haven't worked like Voltemade and Wissa.
Yeah, but you can say that about a lot of teams where, you know, a lot of managers. Yeah. You go through the history and they've got these successful signings. But then there's always a few duds as well. You can't get it right every time.
Yeah, and he has brought in some good players, but I just personally think he's taken them as far as he can go.
Do you think?
And it's
like some of the players have? Do you think the players have kind of like stopped buying into what he does?
Yeah, I do.
So again, player power.
Yeah, I do think that as well, and I think it's either going to be after a case where Eddie Howe has to leave, or they have to get rid of some players, which looks like it's going to happen. And sort of like regroup and maybe sacrifice the season to rebuild and go again. What do you think? Do you think he needs to go?
You have to remember where Newcastle were when he took over the reins, right? Yeah. And also, let's not forget, just because they've got these big Saudi rich owners, they're not a rich club because they're not allowed to spend money. So he's been doing it on a shoestring. Let's just remember. The problem is when you start having a bit of success, or when fans start having a bit of success with clubs, they get a little bit greedy, and they get their expectancy rises. Yeah. And there's a certain element of valuing your worth a little bit more than what it is. Newcastle let's look at how the league is structured really, right? Go back where Newcastle were when Eddie Howe came.
Yeah.
They weren't a top 6 club.
No.
They weren't a big 6. They're not a big 6 club.
Not, no.
Right? Plenty of years they spent outside Premier League.
Yeah.
Right? Outside the top division. They're not a top club. They've got the best fans, without a doubt. But in terms of clubs and wage structure and transfers and silverware, they were nowhere. Eddie Howe's done a great job.
Yeah.
Don't all of a sudden think that you're better than where you are, and it's, a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
So I think you give him another season. You back him. Like in comparison to other teams, he's not spending great amounts of money.
Yeah.
All right, his signings this season haven't worked, but then you had the whole Isak drama going off.
Yeah.
So that was a hard pre-season, because of Isak gone, and then when did they get that guy?
Voltemada.
Yeah.
You're like quite late.
Yeah, so he didn't have a pre-season with him or anything like that, did he?
No.
So what I'm saying is everything was disrupted.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to have recovered this season for whatever's gone off. You've got a couple of raging players in there. There's players that are rumours about them wanting to, get away.
So been a lot of disruption.
A lot of disruption. So maybe get rid of who wants to go, bring in some fresh faces, get backed, in the transfer market, and let's see where he goes. I think he's got enough credit in the bank to be given another season.
So say he was to get the sack or leave, and by the end of the season, it's not confirmed whether Michael Carrick's got the job or not. Do you take it, Man United? We were having a discussion earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
It's like, for me, it's a brave statement, but I think we stick with Carrick because he's got the fundamentals in as an interim. So it's like you might as well just build on that. And
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I'm a big fan of Carrick. What he's doing, of how he seems to be getting a grip of the club.
Yeah.
But he's had one setback in 10 games.
Mm.
Right. He's not had to turn a team round that's struggling. He's not. He's not. There's also a different. Players look at an interim manager in a different light to how they look at a proper manager.
Yeah.
Right. When you're a proper manager and you start dropping out players for consecutive games and stuff, then there becomes more dissent in the changing rooms. When if players have got a good relation. Remember when I think Rashford and Lingard were close mates and one of them were dropped and then the other one got a face on because the other one got dropped. It might have been Sancho, I can't remember. And they kind of like back each other sort of thing. He's not had to face stuff like that yet. Eddie Howe, I think, is a proven Premier League manager.
Yeah.
He's taken a bang average mediocre team that's got the best support in the world, but a bang average mediocre team. He turned him into Champions League qualifying quality team, right? Where they're finishing in good positions regularly.
Yeah.
All right, he's had a slip up previously and he's had a slip up this season, but he's usually like 2 on 1 off, 3 on 1 off.
That's what
he seems to be having. And with all the pressure of Newcastle and silverware, he brought silverware.
Yeah.
So he's a proven winner, right? He is a winner, and he's a good manager. It'd be a very tricky thing because Carrick's still unproven, and I still don't know how good he is. I like Carrick, and I would, if they were to turn around and give him a contract now, end of this season, if he continue to have this run of form, I'd be like, great, because I've said if he does well till the end of the season, give him the contract.
Yeah.
But
so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but then when you throw Eddie Howe in mix and say Eddie Howe's available, I'm like, wow, I don't know, because
it is a tough one.
It's a very, very tough one.
Because they're both good managers.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Would you take Eddie Howe as a Man United fan, or would you take Michael Carrick? We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Lad and Dad Show. There's been quite a bit of good conversation, especially about Spurs. Let us know what you think about all the
North
topics
London in
down
crisis.
below. Just catch you guys in the next one.